It's been a few years since the pandemic has forced everyone to this new kind of life. Staying in the house, working from home, having complete setups, Zoom meetings. We don't have to have meetings in front of each other anymore. Well, now some companies are sick and damn tired of it. We've been hearing about this for a while, but I think the pressure is ramping up. One of them being Amazon. You know how great they treat their employees. They want them to bring their ass back to the office. Here's some details from The Guardian. Amazon CEO has told workers it's probably not going to work out for them at the tech company unless they are prepared to come into the office at least by minimum 3 days a week. Come and check it out, maybe do some work. So don't have to keep monitoring your screen time and see if you're actually on the right pages at home. Andy Jassy made this statement in an internal meeting this month. He was mad because nobody was coming in. He says it's past time to disagree and commit. If you can't disagree and commit, it's probably not gonna work out for you at Amazon because we're going back to the office at least 3 days a week. So you can disagree all you want, bro, but you're gonna bring your ass in the office. Frown all you want, but sit here at your desk. Amazon had instructed its corporate employees to return to the office 3 times a week starting in May, ripping up previous policies that allowed individual teams to decide whether colleagues needed to come into the office or not, which actually could be a good point. They maybe had something that was working well for them then, and now that they're sick and tired of it, they're gonna strip all those potential issues or potential parts away. I can maybe tell you guys how, our editors don't come in anymore here even, but sometimes people have to, like me and other hosts and floor crew, everyone like that. But there's folks that maybe don't have to come in and it's a case by case basis. It makes some sense, but they don't care. A little bit more though, because the CEO also claimed it's easier to learn from each other. So he has better points than just, I wanna see your faces there. He says learning from one another is easier in person. Being able to walk a few feet to somebody's space and ask them how to do something or how they've handled a particular situation is much easier than chiming or slacking them. Even though people can use the instant message function, people just don't do it very frequently. So my question is this to you, Ivana, are you gonna be right or are you gonna be wrong?
I actually don't disagree with the point that people are more willing to ask for help in person. I absolutely agree. I was more willing to ask for help when I was working in person, when I went back to work in person than I was over, we used Microsoft Teams at my job. That being said, if your job can be done remote, I don't think that you should be forced to come back into the office. I think a lot of companies, a lot of organizations. I think a lot of companies, a lot of organizations are trying to justify owning the buildings that they own, and that's why they want their members back in the office. I hope that there's always room for people who have, requirements because of disability to be able to work from home, because they've been doing it. We know that it's possible. On the other hand, he's talking about how you can just go up to a coworker and ask for help, but also there's a lot of distractions in the workplace when you're in person, because I slacked off a lot more when I was just messing around with my coworkers in the office. So I don't know. I feel like the justification for it that he gives is pretty weak. I understand though, you own these buildings, you don't want them to be going to waste. So I mean, I love working from home. I'd like to do it for the rest of my life if I can.
I can't get things done at home. I can't do it. I can, it's just much slower. I need to change the pace. If I was just working for myself, independent entrepreneur and run the whole business from wherever the hell I want, from a coffee shop, I just wouldn't be able to sit at home. I could have a multi-million-dollar house and have a huge office space, and I can't sit in there and know that my TV is back there, my bed's over there, and then more distractions everywhere else that I could want to do. I may venture to the kitchen much more. Because how often do you just wander to the kitchen and absolutely get nothing? It's just a way to move. I don't want to go to this kitchen and get nothing. There's nothing in there. So I also, again, I was just talking about it. Actually, Marissa, we were talking about before, one of our producers here. She's been coming in more. And I was like, it's just more fun. I just like seeing folks. I like talking to folks. Because trust, it's been me and John and some crew and tech guys and everything and security and everything. So it's just like 4 or 5 of us in here. And John even said, he's like, yo, this is not as fun as it used to be. And yes, it's selfish. We want to see you guys. We love you. That's all there is to it. A little more though, because Amazon is pushing this whole thing even further because they're not gonna back down from this whole thing. Earlier this year, back in March, employees signed a petition against the company's office policy. This is a battle now that's gonna happen. And there's almost 30,000 of them. They signed that internal petition to fight the company's return to office mandate. And I think they might win. Look, if you get that many people that are willing to either I don't know, take other jobs, and you have to start replacing it. Maybe the draw is to, or the decision could be to then downsize. Many people have to do it just because you're Amazon. Maybe your office in wherever, in Jersey or something, can't be one that's houses 50 to 60, 100 people. Maybe you gotta go down to 10. That's okay. But the people that need to come in or would like to come in or have a permanent reason to come in, set it up for them. I think it's a good middle ground. There was previous stories before, because I had the same disagreement with Anna. There was some companies that were putting in video games, beer, alcohol. They had like a happy hour atmosphere happening at the job. And honestly, that wouldn't draw you in? I mean, the fun atmosphere.
I'm there. If there's free, if it's an open bar at the work, I'm there. I'll say though, I've been thinking about it, and work from home. I mean, it's not just like the 9 to 5 that you're no longer having to be in the office. It's also the 8 and the to 6, because you're not having to commute to work. It takes me an hour to get downtown on public transportation here in Chicago. So when I was working in person, it was like I have to leave my house so much earlier and I wasn't able to go to the gym, or like if I was babysitting, I couldn't do that in person. But for so many parents, work from home enables them to not have to worry about childcare because you're there. So I mean, there's so many just aspects to it that I understand why people don't want to go back into the office. But I mean, I don't have most of those issues. So I mean, if there's a free alcohol there, I'll be.
Maybe there should be more incentives like that. You guys, the free alcohol, the party atmosphere. But then what about something that we probably should be affording to people that are working for you anywhere, some childcare help, things like that. So there is actual incentives that aren't based off of, yo, let's have fun, it's zany. No, you gotta come in and yeah, and then actually maybe there's something that helps your employees. Maybe they had issues with childcare outside of just the job, and now there's something provided there. How about something real and concrete? It's effing Amazon, you guys.